A lot about all year, and we'll continue to talk about. Every game presents a different challenge, and I think the obvious one with this one, besides the fact that we're playing an Alabama team that's playing very well, and one of the few teams to win on the road in league play on Saturday, is the fact that we're taking our group on the road in the SEC for the first time, and just like we talked about SEC play in general being different, like it was on Saturday. Road play is different when you go on the road in league play, and so aside from the fact that obviously we've got a challenge and a good Alabama team that's playing well right now. I just think playing on the road, for this group is going to be something that presents another challenge for us.
What do we look for in Alabama?
I mean, again, as I said, they're playing well. They've won 4 in a row. They've got a terrific win, at Mississippi State on the road. From this past Saturday, and they're very athletic. They're aggressive defensively. They're showing some different looks, a lot of full court pressure, a lot of zone, a lot of trapping. And inside physically, they're bigger and stronger than we are, and so we would expect that to be something that they would try to use to their advantage. And so our interior has to respond.
Looking at JaMychal Green, Coach, how much of a challenge does he present to not only contain him, but also to contain him on the defensive end?
I think the biggest thing is just, again, he is a big body. And, we saw Saturday, several situations, with Vanderbilt's interior on how, if we don't do some little things, well, and do what we call, our work early, it's going to be too late. And, he obviously is a part of that. But, they've got Hines and some other guys, too, that are big bodies in there that are capable of good things.
How have you gotten the team to handle the win? You talked a lot about handling wins as just as important as handling losses.
Well, we've moved on and tried to be business as usual. Sam Muldrow had a terrific game, but, he was 8 days removed from maybe the worst game of his career. I think it's important to keep that in perspective and come back out and get right back to work. And I think, handling success is much harder for teams, especially young teams, than handling adversity. And so trying to get back to work and be business as usual and just prepare for the next one and trying to build that mindset and that focus that, you win because you do the things you need to do in practice and during the game to give yourself a chance to win. And as I've said before, it doesn't mean you're going to. We made some shots, made some key plays, some key defensive stops. But we played the game as a whole in a way that at least put us in position to have an opportunity to do that, and you do that preparing well and then going and carrying it out during the game. And you have to do that every day, and you have to do that every game, regardless of what the outcome was before, how individual performances were.
You mentioned Sam. Do you have any explanation for how he can be one guy one day and then a completely different guy the next?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing this if I had an explanation for that. I'd be working a lot less hard and have a lot more answers if I could answer that one.
Because you're so limited, though, on what your options are, it's not like you can really afford to sit him down. Is there anything you can do to try and put the proverbial foot up there to get him a little more motivated sometimes?
Yeah, it's up there a lot. It's up there a lot. I walk one-legged most days. And really, quite honestly, I don't think that's the issue we need to focus on. Our team needs to do that. We've said time and time again, we don't have any one individual that needs to. We've been through that. We hope at some point we can win enough that it's not about what that one guy is doing. And then when you haven't had success over the long term in a program, that seems to be what the focus always comes back to. Our focus is trying to get our whole team and our program to play in that way. Time in and time out. And again, it doesn't mean a guy's going to have a double-double or triple-double or score 20 or whatever, but, be a consistent contributor and performer. And if you do that, you've got enough talent, which, we do, then, you give yourself a chance to be successful. And I think that's got to be the focus, not, how we get one guy, to do that, every night.
Is there a difference between going on the road in the SEC compared to any other conferences or teams?
I don't know about other conferences, but it's different than non-conference. It's league play, and league play is just different. Everything's heightened and taken up a level, which means that your focus has to be that, and your intensity and your consistency and all of those things that lead to you playing well enough to be in position to have a chance to win at the end of the game. They become heightened in league play.
Bringing Ramon off the bench seems to give you guys a real big energy boost. Are there ever times where you just send him in and say, go hit a shot, like the first shot out of possession is always going to be his?
Yeah, I think he always thinks that, you know. I mean, and that's one of the strengths of his game, though. You know, I mean, Ramon's a guy that he can score the basketball, and he's got great confidence in his offensive ability. You know, again, I think, you know, the key is, you know, let's do the other things well. You know, and I thought he was absolutely unbelievable Saturday defensively on John Jenkins. And yes, Jenkins had a ton of points. He is an elite level shooter that if you leave him open, he's going to make one. But he had to work so hard to get him. You know, he got 13 shot attempts. You know, he was averaging much more than that, and has had games where he was 20 plus. And yeah, he made 6 of the 10 he got open because he's really good. But you know, he didn't get as many. And a big part of that was Ramon. You know, Ramon had a huge offensive rebound putback. He had a great fundamental jump stop, get fouled, go to the foul line late. You know, and then the defensive effort. Didn't shoot very well. You know, scored okay because he got enough shots. But you know, again, you know, for us, it's contributing, not having a great night or scoring a certain amount of points. You know, help the team out, and I think he's been really good at that the last several games.
Statistically, Alabama is one of the best defensive teams in the country. How do you counter that?
Well, you know, again, as I said, they're a physical team. They're very good defensively. A big part of that is they do change defenses a lot and show a lot of trapping stuff, whether it's out of their zone or in their full court pressure. And you know, I think that you know, you've got to take care of the basketball and try to get good shots. And you know, I don't know that there's any magic formula for that or any you know, special tactical thing that you do. I mean, it's just got to be a mentality that, you know, whatever they're in, we've got to be strong with the ball. You know, we've got to attack and make sure that we get a good shot every time down the floor.
And it seems like the team's been doing a better job of taking care of the ball in recent games. Any changes there or anything that you've been doing differently?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously it's been an emphasis, but, you know, again, that was Saturday, and, you know, today's Tuesday and tomorrow's Wednesday. You know, we got to come out and do it again today and keep building on that. And again, it doesn't mean you're going to be at 9 like we were on Saturday, but, you know, just, you know, the silly, useless ones that you can control and that are, you know, what we call unforced errors. You know, those are the ones that you have to limit.
Does the weather affect y'all's travel plans at all? Did you have to push back the flight or anything?
No, we haven't had any effect from the weather.
Are you getting sick, or are you hoarse from the other night still?
What's that?
Are you getting sick, or are you hoarse from the other night still?
Nah, yeah, I don't know. It could be fine in 5 minutes. So we'll be ready to go. They'll be able to hear me. Trust me.
Thanks, guys.